Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer recently shared their experience with an 8,000-watt inverter generator, highlighting its impressive power and a few practical quirks. Getting the heavy unit out of its packaging was made easier by a clever trick. They simply cut the top of the box, rolled it onto its side, and wheeled the generator straight out. Setup was straightforward. After adding about 3/4 of a quart of oil, using a surprisingly handy funnel that was included, and some gas, the machine came to life on the first try. While the start button felt a little finicky at first, it didn't pose a real problem. The true test came when our reviewer connected their 50-amp RV cord directly to the unit. This generator handled the load impressively, simultaneously running 2 air conditioning units, a water heater and a microwave, pulling a total of around 6,000 watts without a struggle. They noted that it's a bit louder than a smaller model they previously owned, but the trade-off in power is well worth it, as that older unit couldn't handle much more than 1 AC without overloading. One specific issue this client ran into was the carbon monoxide sensor, which would shut the generator down when they tried to run it in the back of their truck while driving. After some investigation, they located the sensor behind the control panel and figured out a workaround. For anyone needing to test if the sensor is causing a shutdown, they discovered that grounding out the white wire on its harness does the trick. Overall, the impression is very positive. Considering the substantial power output for its physical size and weight, our reviewer feels this generator offers excellent value and is hopeful that it will prove to be a reliable and durable piece of equipment.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer reports that their new dual-fuel generator arrived in great shape, with all the necessary parts well packaged inside. The initial setup was straightforward, but our client offers a crucial piece of advice for new owners. Be very careful when adding oil. The instructions on the unit itself can be misleading and may cause you to overfill it. Instead, they strongly recommend relying solely on the dipstick for an accurate measurement. This heads-up could save others a lot of potential trouble right out of the box. Once prepped with fuel and oil, the inverter generator started up immediately on the first try. For an initial test, it was connected to a 50-amp RV, where it successfully powered 2 air conditioning units and a microwave simultaneously. Our reviewer noted how the eco mode worked perfectly, with the engine audibly revving up to meet the demand as the appliances cycled on and off, then quieting down again. It handled the heavy load without breaking a sweat. The only minor critique from this first run was the eco mode switch itself, which is a small, hard-to-find button on the display panel. However, the unit truly proved its worth during a series of recent power outages. It was put into service for an extended period, running for over 24 hours straight without a single hiccup while powering the entire fifth-wheel trailer. One of the most impressive discoveries was its fuel efficiency. With a lighter load overnight, it barely sipped the gasoline, using only half a tank. While the propane function has yet to be tested, the performance on gasoline alone has been flawless. Although it's too early to speak to its long-term durability, this client is so far very satisfied and would recommend it, hoping their significant investment provides reliable power for years to come with proper maintenance.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer was a complete generator newbie, wading through tons of brands before settling on a more budget-friendly option. Honestly, they were a bit anxious about going with a less well-known name, wondering if the quality would be subpar or if they'd be left in the lurch if something went wrong. Turns out, all that worrying was for nothing. Bringing this inverter generator home after work, the initial impression was just solid and dependable. The matte finish feels really nice, and while it's not featherlight, it's definitely manageable. This client figures most adult men could lift it without too much trouble. Being a complete novice, this reviewer was a little lost on how to get started. The included manual had a quick start guide, but to be safe, they reached out to customer service. The contact info was right on the box. And they were seriously impressed. The customer service was super responsive, patient, and really knew their stuff. They even provided a video demo and a digital user manual. Once they got it up and running the first time, it's been smooth sailing ever since. Now that spring's here, our reviewer is planning on taking this generator camping this weekend. Overall, this generator is a winner, and this client is very impressed with the brand. Anyone new to generators can definitely feel confident giving it a shot.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.